Greetings, everybody. This is your favorite celebrity host, Ilona, on ILONA TV. And as always, we gather together so we can bring you special guests with a special message of resilience and how never give up and dim your light for no one in your life. And I could not have had a better guest today. I met her once and a love began in the first sight. You know, sometimes you think it's a myth, but not. Then there's always saying that there is the sister from another mister, and today I want to introduce you my sister in Christ and sister by blood probably, right, by spirit, Nancy. She is an amazing entrepreneur, and she's going to tell more about who she is that will blow your mind. So stay tuned, because you're about to take in a different journey, in a different ride. So let me introduce you to my favorite and a special guest today. The woman who had conquered many hearts and touched many lives in city Minneapolis and entire Minnesota, Nancy.
Thank you. Ilona, honestly, I don't think I've ever had a better introduction. Like, you're just incredible. And I have to agree, it was absolutely love at first sight, because you're probably one of the most incredible people I've met here in Minneapolis. I don't know where you've been hiding, but I'm so happy to have found you. So your viewers are very lucky to have you.
I'm so blessed. So we're going to start with Bella tutti, Mira. Come stai?
Sto benissimo, amore. Come va?
Bellissimo. So Nancy, as you know, guys, she speaks Italian.
Yes.
She was born in Italy. You probably would not be able to say that, but even I couldn't even say that. But I love meeting people from different cultures,
yes,
because they bring so much depth from their background,
yes,
especially if you had encounter with cooking. And Italy is known by nothing but gathering and cooking.
Yes.
So let me ask you, how is your multicultural background, being born in Italy, have shaped you the woman you are today,
Ooh,
who had made a major impact in the city of Minneapolis?
Wow. Well, of course, I was born and raised in Italy, and I lived there most of my life. I moved to Minnesota in 2001, well, to the U.S. in 2001, and we lived all over the U.S. And my goodness, it definitely has been a journey, because, as you know, Italy is like night and day. Over there, they really value family, togetherness, and everything is so much slower. You know, you get to sit down and eat dinner for 4 or 5 hours.
That's how I am.
They don't care. Pasta, pizza, doesn't matter. So moving here, of course, people not understanding that I'm a Black woman who's also identifies as Italian is very tough for people to understand that. But the biggest thing is I realized that America really has a lot of opportunities. Living in another country, especially as a woman of color, you have a lot of barriers sometimes. So moving here, I literally figured out that the entire world was in my hands. And I realized that it's all about your network, who you bring around you, and which spaces you choose to occupy. So it's been honestly a whirlwind, being able to sink roots in Minneapolis and really build in a community of incredible people and entrepreneurs who are also seeing the opportunities that we have around and are go-getters and are waking up every morning to make something of themselves. So it's been challenging, but it's been so rewarding.
You're such an incredible role model, especially for the women and the kids of the color, especially in leadership. But let me ask you, how have you mastered your success today? Have you ever had to fight twice to prove how serious you are?
I'm fighting every day. And you know, I define success as I'm still learning every day. I'm only successful if I'm willing to continue to stay humble and continue to learn and, you know, be okay with, you know, being around people that perhaps are not there yet, so that I can feed off of them and they can feed off of me. It's a battle every day. You know, I think it never ends. When you're a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, the battle doesn't end. There is challenges every single day. I've started businesses and failed. I've been in business now for over 22 years. I can't believe it. My first business was when I was 17 years old. So just imagine, the biggest challenge that I've had, you know, as of late has been trying to get into government contracting and also teaching other people to get into it, and realizing how biased it is, towards immigrants and other people from the outside. So learning how to navigate that, and also understanding that it's okay to hear no sometimes. I just don't have to accept it. But it's okay to hear no, and it's okay to learn from mistakes and come back stronger. So that's been my biggest challenge. Yet last year I was able to get 3 government contracts, and it's just been an incredible journey.
And like you said, that everybody has their own definition of success. For most people, success usually translates into the green dollars in a bank, but it's not always true. And people usually, when they see a successful person, they do not know the grind, the tears, and the struggle that is behind the surface. Can you please share with us some of the struggles that you had to overcome in order to become successful?
Yes, of course. I think as I shared, my very first business was in California. I owned a cleaning business, and the very first struggle was we moved here in 2001 when 9/11 happened, and they halted our immigration paperwork. So I didn't have my social, I didn't have my green card, and they told me, you have to wait. We're not processing anything because this country is literally on fire. So that was the very first challenge. I came to this country hungry. I was like, let's go. I'm in America. Everything is mine. I'm going to conquer everything. And no, I got shut down real quick. I didn't have anything, and I couldn't do anything, and I don't know how many immigrants can attest to this, but when you don't have a social, you really can't do much of anything. So I had to get an I-10, and I decided to make my own way. So I started going door to door, and I found this wonderful woman that let me clean her house. And then they were fascinated that I was Italian. And next thing you know, I was cleaning the entire neighborhood. Yes, guys, I was cleaning toilets. But I went door to door, and next thing you know, I had 40 houses. I was hiring people, other immigrants at the Home Depot that were double my age. They had no idea that I think I was just about to turn 18. And next thing you know, I have over 200 houses, and I'm cleaning Steve Harvey's house, Ozzy Osbourne's house. And it was really a humbling moment because, of course, I'm doing a job that is not really what I wanted to do, was cleaning, right? So that was the first challenge. But just being able to see the opportunity and taking it. The next challenge that I faced was when I finally got my papers, when I finally got my passport, my paperwork. I decided to leave it all behind. I had built a successful cleaning business. And I mean, I was staffing live-in housekeepers, drivers, you name it. And I decided to become a flight attendant. Of all things, because, of course, I wanted to travel. And I quickly realized that, cash is king in America, right?
Yes.
And there was no money to be made flying. But then I also realized that through connections, I could get really, really far. So as I was flying to all these countries, I decided to start networking events at every hotel that I went
my
to.
goodness.
So imagine, one night I would be in Budapest, and I would ask the hotel, can I do networking events for free? So they would let me invite like my passengers and whoever I met in the airport. So we were in a new city every night. So I invited people and had parties every single night. And that's how I built my network. And I realized no matter what challenge you have, if you have a solid, strong network, you can call on anyone to get you out of the challenges.
Yeah, your network is your net worth.
Yes.
And that's the formula to
That's
success.
my money.
That's your money.
That's my money.
That's exactly what it
Yes,
is.
and I can cash in anytime.
Yes.
And they cash in on me. If they need me, I'm there in a heartbeat.
Yes.
But that is literally my bank. It's the wonderful people that I have built around me that also are chasing the same goals, which is not necessarily just success, but something that they can be proud of, right? And being able to say, you know what, I overcame a challenge. Whether it's business, family, whatever it is that they're doing, my network is what makes it happen for me.
This is what fascinates me also. Every time I hear the stories of the immigrants, they have the same drive and a hunger.
Yes.
There's something about us as an immigrants coming to America and tasting the freedom and opportunity what comes with America. I remember myself coming to this land of opportunity and thinking to myself, what is that I cannot conquer? And that's why when people who are born here in the United States, they look at the immigrants and they wonder how in the world they can do it and we can't. What is different about them versus us? It's the hunger, the drive, and perspective also, and mindset, because we come, like, let me just kind of put it out there, we come here with the right motives, not to take from America, but to exchange with America. You know, America gives us opportunity, we give them our talents. They give us the time, we give them money.
Ooh, that was
powerful, all of these kind of things, right? So we come with the right way to this land to contribute. And that's why right immigrant can be such an asset to this United States of America. And that's the only way we can thrive, when we allow ourselves to grow this way. And I love your hunger.
She's so brilliant, okay? This is exactly why I love her to pieces. There's not a word that I don't agree with. You're absolutely right. You know, I was young when I came here, but I just came here like, what can I add to this country?
Yes.
And of course, you only can appreciate this country, not only, but there's people here that of course appreciate it, but we appreciate it even more when we've seen less.
Exactly.
When we've seen lack.
Exactly.
When we've seen places where there is no freedom. Here I can open an LLC within 5 minutes. In Ghana, West Africa, where my parents are from, you have to bribe everybody you know. It will take a month or two. You have to pay out
we
the
did the
nose.
same thing too.
Italy, let's forget about it. Everything takes like years just for one thing, you know. And I love my country, but here I'm just so grateful for everything that it offers. Of course, we have our problems. Okay, because I'm an American now, so I could say ours.
Yes.
But we have our problems, but I still see the silver lining, and I see the power that it is in. I can just wake up and you and I can have a business tomorrow.
Yes.
How beautiful is that?
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yes, we do understand that lack that we didn't have in our country, the freedom, the time, that the restraints, especially being female in our country, because it's very patriotic.
Yes.
And coming in here, they're like, actually, my voice matters.
Yes, and people think people are sexist here. Wait till they go to another country. They see nothing yet.
Yes.
Whew. Yeah.
But let me ask you also the question about, I know that we as an immigrant, right, and as a women, female immigrants, we have the power, but we had to have some kind of rock bottom experience that made us to be hungry, because people who are not hungry, I'm just going to put it out there, they don't have a drive or thrive. They never tasted the life in a way that made them wanted to live more and live life even more. How did you taste your life that made you to live even more?
Oh, you said rock bottom. I mean, in the past, I've had many rock bottom moments. As you know, although we love this country, it's not easy. It's not easy navigating, finding your way. No one tells you anything.
Nope.
Even when you come here, no one tells you what a social security number is. It's like, I was like giving it out to anybody, like it was my phone number, right? It's like everything is so new. But my God, I could think of so many pivotal moments, but the biggest one for me was I worked for a corporation, a large bank, and I realized, wow, every woman minority was making almost $12 less than everyone else.
Wow.
And I was like, there's gotta be something wrong here. But then I realized in this country, I can speak and make a change.
Yes.
And I won't, I can get in some trouble because I got written up for inciting a riot. But I gathered everyone and organized everyone, and we were able to get a raise across the entire department. I love that here, with a little bit of power and people, you actually can do absolutely anything. And I've tasted that. I've seen that. I've seen it happen right in front of my eyes. So that was one of my pivotal moments, to where, okay, it was a bottom moment. We were making so little. I was really fighting for my rights. Like, why am I training someone brand new that's making almost $12 to $20 more than me? You know, there's many injustices here in this country as well, just like in others. But here you can actually change it. You can actually make a change. And all you have to do is rely on people and have a voice and not be afraid.
And that's what I like about America. They allow us to do
They
that.
allow it.
They allow us
They
to
don't
do that.
understand how. Yes, there's problems, but
Yes, it's
they
a
allow
way
us
to
to
make it
change.
work.
in other countries, it's not
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no, no. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my
You
God.
cannot get away
No.
with a lot of countries doing what we are doing in here,
Whew.
and be in freedom and be actually at work.
Yeah.
It's no. So I'm very grateful for United States of America for the rights, the freedom, and also not freedom doesn't come free.
No.
You have to appreciate and you have to really protect that what you have. The minute you're going to let it go, and it's going to pretty much fade away in your life.
And I'm very ready to protect it. You know, there's a
Yes.
song, "Oh Say Can You See? Oh, freedom isn't free. No, it's not free." And we do pay the price every day. You know, and there's plus and minuses. But like I said, what I love is that they do allow it. They do allow it quite a bit.
And
again,
we know it as an immigrant. We know.
We know because
Yeah.
I've lived in 4
Yeah.
different countries,
Yeah.
and I'm very joyous when I speak about my experience here.
Yeah.
Because although there's been a lot of things that have been rough, tough, and just straight up, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to leave and go back to where I came from. You know, we all have that moment. Like,
I actually
should I
never
go?
wanted to go back to my
No?
country. I love you guys and everything as a visitor, yes, but to the system, to that mindset.
yeah, the mindset.
mindset, I do not miss
No,
the
no, no.
mindset. The
But
country, the
Italy, you
spirit.
know, it's
oh, come on, yeah, no. I've been to Italy,
So-
love the tiramisu.
See, it's the food.
It's
but
the
but
food.
I really appreciate that. But entrepreneurship especially, I am grateful daily because I know for a fact if I have to drive, I can make absolutely anything happen. I can take it. I mean, you've seen my space.
Yes.
I took it into from nothing
To build to something, yeah,
you know,
it's
and
beautiful.
You can do anything.
Yes.
And I recognize that privilege. I call myself privileged. I
You
a
know
lot of
what?
people
Why
don't feel that
not?
way.
Blessed and privileged.
Yeah, I feel very privileged. Very, very
Yeah.
privileged.
We as an immigrant, we can say that.
Yeah,
You know, because we didn't have that freedom at the bite.
exactly.
So when you taste and you know what it is, it's
Yeah.
just fantastic. It's like how God brings the manifestation into our lives and
Yes.
such. So that let me talk about your black business enterprise
Yes.
business that you have started, and also something special that you have accomplished, something that has to do with October. So do you mind to share more and go into depth and let the entire world to know what you have accomplished, this beautiful woman who sits in front of me had accomplished for our city.
My goodness, I feel so shy talking about it now. What an
I'll
honor.
make it. I have you.
So I run the Black Business Enterprises and I help entrepreneurs get together, network, build their businesses, and just stop being afraid.
Yes.
And I love to build very tight communities. You shouldn't have a business and be alone and not make sales. You should have a community of people that rally around you to help you. With that, every year in October, I do an event called the Black Business Ball, where I bring all those entrepreneurs that I've helped throughout the year so we can celebrate each other. I bring celebrities. We typically have 600 to 1,000 people, and it's a good time. It's such a good time. So this past year, October 19, the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz,
Yes.
actually gave us the honor of naming October 19 official Black Business Enterprises Day. So it's actually on the Minnesota calendar, y'all. So I have a day. So forget my birthday. I have a day.
She's an amazing person who accomplishes a lot, who is so hungry enough not to stop, and you don't have a limit. But
No.
that's what I love. You know, when people give you a challenge, you say, you know what, watch me. Just watch me.
Yeah.
Challenge me.
Yeah.
Let's see
I
what
look
happens.
forward to those
Oh
challenges.
my gosh, my girl. My girl.
Thank you. Yes, Ilona.
You tell me I can't, watch what happens.
Watch me do it. And you're just the same. Again, when we come from countries where we're always told we can't do something, watch me,
Watch
and
me.
we always build and
And
we
I love
always
it.
do it.
They put the fire under our belly.
Yes.
They're like our silent motivators.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And such. So so you do this event every year on October 19th. You invite the celebrities. You also invite the local Black business entrepreneurs to
Yes.
celebrate who they are, to their accomplishments, and also to build, like you said, tight communities. And honestly, not just communities, but to also make money.
The goal, so the number one goal of our event, by the way, is not a party.
Yes.
I call it a party with purpose because we typically have every sponsor under the sun. So we have Target, US Bank, Wells Fargo. We have everyone in the room, the Black Chamber, who's doing incredible work. We have Bell Bank. They come out. I want those entrepreneurs to connect with them so that they can get funding.
Yes.
They can shake hands, I don't know, with the Viking president. I want them to be able to be around people that they otherwise wouldn't
be able to connect without
with,
this,
right?
yeah.
So that's the goal, is to allow them that space to be seen, number one, to be heard, and also to make those connections. And I always tell them, when you make those connections, don't just say, oh, it's nice to meet you, goodbye. No, take them to coffee, take them to lunch. You don't drink coffee, let's do tea. Figure it out, but make that point of contact and be intentional in really showing up. Because I've only gotten this far because I value relationships. I'm a relational, not transactional. I value people and that human interaction. That is priceless. If I had to translate the relationship into dollars, I'm a multi-billionaire.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Why not? Call yourself that, manifest it, and that's exactly who you are. You're also a woman of faith.
Yes.
Right. Can you tell me what part of the faith and how faith had played a role in who you are today, and also the connection, the businesses? Did you have any vision from God that you're doing what you're doing, and are you happy with that? Does it come easy and filters easy through your guts?
Okay, so first I'll say this. God is my CEO. Period.
That's on my profile.
You know, okay, I've done business for so long, but it meant nothing until I really put him at the very center of what I was doing, right? Every morning I read Romans 12, which is let me be your hands and your feet, right? Let me be, like, just borrow me and let me get to people. I realized I used to help, oh my goodness, thousands of people with their businesses, literally thousands. I've helped open over 7,000 LLCs. And I realized until people surrendered and realized that they can't do it on their own, I'm a mere human. I can help you with your business, but so far. But if they don't have faith in something, or they don't actually have a goal or have vision or understand what drives this entire world, I really can only take him so far.
Exactly.
But God, He's in every part of my business. When you come to my space, you feel peace.
Yes.
So I really believe wholeheartedly that He is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I always tell Him to bring me the people that I can help touch through Him, and to always allow me to stay humble, number one. Stay kind, and also further His kingdom.
Amen.
So whatever I need to do that, I just allow Him to take over and just guide me the right way. And I also, what I love is this year, especially after I made it a point to read Romans 12, every single entrepreneur that has come to my door says, Nancy, I quit my job because I need to get close to God. Or God is calling me to do this. Or God is in every conversation. So I was like, wow, He has a sense of humor, because I asked, but I never thought that He would bring me so many people that are hungry for Him. So my faith plays a really big role. It allows me to stay grounded, and it allows me to remember and remind myself that no matter how big I get, number one, it cannot be taken away in a heartbeat. But number two is there's a bigger plan. There's a bigger plan in all of this, and that I need to love people with all my might, because that's literally all He requires, is love one another. So the community that I've built, I genuinely care for them, and I genuinely love to see them do well, because God.
I'm ordained minister for over 2 decades.
She's full of surprises, this one.
I ran the church for my entire life. That's what I'm going to let everybody know right now, that we have been, can I say that, brainwashed that God has nothing to do with the business.
Oh, no.
And then when I because it was just like, how can you love money? How can you build the businesses and still love God? But when you look at the entire Bible, how God blesses people through the wealth, Abraham, Moses,
Job.
Job, and also the Solomon, David, Solomon, he always blesses them through the wealth.
Yes.
And also he increases, let my land to be increased, right? Increase my, so when I realized that, yes, this is God's land and everything that you touch, including your business, must be under God's governance, that's absolutely fantastic. And now I'm actually free. God is telling me, okay, you have to, he said, number one, don't ever preach about me. I don't need that. Talk about me. Share me. That's it. That's all people need. People don't need lecturing. So that's why hearing you actually being obedient to God's voice and helping entrepreneurs to seek God first, like you said, like seek my kingdom first, and everything else shall be added onto you. And that's exactly what's happening to people that you
You're my
come in
new best
contact.
friend. You're stuck with me. Can we talk about obedience?
Yeah.
I haven't always been obedient.
Oh, trust me, I'm a rebel.
Let me tell on myself. I've not always
I'm
been
a rebel.
obedient. And when I wasn't, because he will bless you, but he will also take it away.
Oh, yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
And we do it to ourselves, but I haven't always been obedient. The moment I was obedient, and the moment I increased my giving home through homeless drives, just asking him, hey, where do you want my wealth to go? The way he increased things, like I literally look up and just start laughing, like, what are you doing? This is incredible. Because he has shaken my faith many times, okay, because life is rough. But then he redeems. The way he comes through and redeems me and everything around me, time and time again, there is nothing that anyone can tell me that will ever allow me to walk away. There's nothing that could ever happen that will allow me to walk away, because I've seen actual miracles with my own eyes that will never change my mind on who God is.
Yeah.
And no, God is I actually have t-shirts that says God is my CEO.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah,
in most of my videos, because I have to remind myself, and remind him as well, hey, this is your business, man.
I know, right? Yes.
This is yours. So don't shame me. This is yours. So you tell me what to do. I'm just an employee. I'm a W-2 here. Yeah. So it's very special also because my team, Lauren and Blendy, Hannah and Kiara, my team, my people, they love God with every fiber of their being.
Isn't that important to have that?
So we soak, before you came to my events, we soak the room in prayer. And I always have this sense of joy and peace that no one can even understand.
Amen to that. When you taste God, you don't want to taste anything else in life.
And people can feel it on you. When people come around me, they're like,
there's something about you.
There's something like, guys, God, this my daddy.
Yeah, exactly. That's so important.
Yeah.
I remember the first time when I gave my tithe. I had no idea that the tithe is a part of the belief. I was 18 years old, and my salary was $22 a month.
$22.
And for me to give 10% was a lot. And the minute I opened it, the plate was going by me, and I had my 10% right there in the envelope. And the minute I have released that, I felt that the stone left my body. And then some miracle happened. I started to make money, like not just 10 times more, 100 times more. I'm like, where, God, what is going on? It's obedience.
And he does it effortlessly.
Effortlessly,
and all we have to do is listen. And what I realize also is, of course, here there's so many temptations. And like you said, we've been brainwashed to think that, we're not supposed to be doing things. And we spend, and we don't realize all he wants us to take care of orphans, widows, people that do not have, help our neighbors, right? So as long as we're obedient to that, even when we lack. Yes. Even when you're
especially when you
lack. It's my
lack.
last $100. give it.
Give it. Yeah.
Give it. He will increase it. And he's done it for me to where I just sit there like, okay, you know what? I just don't even understand it. I don't understand it.
And that's what I like about God. He's like, my understanding is not yours. How I think is not how you think. Just, that's why obedience and trusting Him is very important in,
I couldn't agree
in life.
more.
Yeah. And we women, we are entrepreneurs. We are immigrants. There's mothers.
Yeah.
I love the quote of Eleanor Roosevelt, who said that a woman is just like a tea bag. You never know how strong she is until you put her in the hot water. And that's what I like when I meet the women. You can run her over, in and out. She can face rock and bottom, but the way she rises, you better watch out. You better watch out with the fire, with the zest, with the passion, with the drive, with the hunger. And that's exactly the right kind of women who will understand and value what she's going to build. She will not give it away easily. She'll protect it first before she even let it go. And that's what I love, the hunger in you, Nancy, how you are taking it all in, plus being obedient, plus having God as your CEO. You cannot go wrong with that.
You know, I'm especially hungry for the word.
Yes.
I tell people I eat scriptures for breakfast, and I mean it. You know, people see our glitz, glamour, but, you know, I'm on my knees in the morning, period.
Yeah.
You know, you notice we're so busy with life and business and kids and, you know, partners, and sometimes we have to understand that all He requires of us is our time.
That's all He wants.
Is that relationship, is that. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, I make that my first thing because He has blessed me beyond measures. And it gives me so much joy knowing where I came from. You know, we were the only black family in my town in Italy, of Montichiari. It's a tiny, tiny town in the suburbs, the most suburbs of Milan. Cows. Most of our roads were not even paved. So to see the before and after, no one will believe it. No one would even believe where I came from. So I am grateful daily and intentionally so. And I'm so happy that you're so open about your faith because they kind of put a little bit of fear, like, don't talk about God. No, I have to.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Yes,
this is what drives my life. So so thank you for allowing me to speak on that.
Absolutely. We want this show also to be known as the God is the force of it. And my goal is that my tagline says that stories that change lives. So when you share your story, when you share about your accolades, about your success steps, still, how did you become successful and hungry? Through the rock bottom.
Yeah.
You didn't have God, you didn't have success. You have God, you can have everything else.
I would like to never go back to the not having, like, no, please.
Yeah. you tasted Him. You know, you would not go to the restaurant that fed you poorly if you already know your high-end, bite that you had. So the standards are very important.
I have
we know
refined
God.
taste now.
With God, you cannot go wrong with that, Nancy, for sure. But I want to know this. You know, you have accomplished so many things. You've been here for over 20 years, over 2 decades, established many businesses. What would you tell your younger self 20 years or more before? How would you talk to her?
Whew, my. This is kind of an emotional question for me, right? Because, and I want to be a little vulnerable here. Growing up in Italy, although Italy's beautiful, but it was so tough. Being a black child in a town where nobody's seen anyone like me, and, you know, getting beat up just for fun, or, you know, hearing so many words and just, there was so much abuse of my being, you know, physically, emotionally, all of it. That's why I appreciate this present moment so much. I would tell that young girl to not give up. I would tell her to not give up, and I would tell her that God is actually listening.
Yeah.
Because I've always talked to God, but, you know, when you're so desperate and you're crying, I was one of those teenagers that was like, I was very dramatic, but I mean, now that I think back, but everything just felt so obsolete and just like my life is over, because it was just so rough, and we were very poor, so I would tell her to not give up, and I'll tell her she's not alone, and to keep going, and to love myself.
Amen.
There were so many times that I just didn't understand this. I didn't understand, why is everybody, lighter and they have beautiful hair? I just didn't get it. And this is just me being honest and vulnerable. I just didn't get it. What is this? I try to bleach my skin when I was younger. I just didn't. I didn't see other people that looked like me, except for my own family. And there was so much negativity towards us that I had a sense of hate. I didn't start loving myself until I came to this country. And until I found God. I came to this country, I was looking up, I was like, wait a minute, there's every color over here. Wait a minute. I'm actually fine, mighty, mighty fine. I'm wonderfully made. So I have a book to tell her. I would tell her to read the book that I'm writing right now. But those are the main key points. And to stand firm, be unmovable. So that's what I would tell her.
We're going to come to the closer, and I don't want to let you go without asking this question. If today was the only interview you would ever had in your life, and the world is watching you right now, what message would you like to depart and leave them with? This is your camera, and you can talk to them.
Find God immediately. Seek Him with all of your heart at all cost. You don't know what to do, just talk to Him. Talk to Him like it's an actual person in the room with you. Find Him, I promise you. Every single problem, I know it sounds wild and it doesn't make sense. Every single problem, issue, whatever brokenness that you have, find Him. And by find Him means just seek Him with your whole heart. Sit there with yourself and ask for Him. Call on Him. It will change your life forever, for the better. I promise you. I never make promises in business, in anything that I do. That's the one thing that I have steadfast belief in. That's it. That's
Grazie, mi amore.
Prego.
Brava, bellissimo.
Grazie.
And we had an amazing interview. I hope you have guys get an amazing time, and it took a lot of wisdom, lots of resilience, lots of words that you will be able to live with and be able to drive. And maybe today you're watching and you didn't have understanding what the business is, how God can be part of your vision, how actually God gives you a vision to start the business. And it's okay to have money while loving God, because it's a purpose behind that. As long as you are under God's radar and being obedient, that's what it all matters. And I wanted to also leave you with these words. Remember, the success doesn't start easy. There's lots of grind behind that. There's lots of resilience that is going to build you the person that you can become today because of that. And do not ever shrink your light for anyone else, because He's the ultimate one who gives you light to become one in the world. That was Ilona, your favorite TV host from ILONA TV, where stories change lives.